And we are back in the Silver Lantern Archive. Today, we continue on with an Astral Odyssey. Our party is still seabound and on the hunt for a pirate group, but while they're doing that, they've got other issues to deal with, i.e., one exploding halfling. But to find out why that halfling detonated, we need to talk to the party. So, who's on the chopping block? Which one of you got the story? Silence.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because we
I did
forgot
last
to.
time.
Yeah.
That's because we forgot to figure this out before we started recording. I'll do
I
it.
can give it my best shot. Oh, no, you go for
Oh.
it.
Here's the thing. You probably can do it better, so go ahead.
Alright, I got my notes up, which are great
Yeah.
it'll be, but. Okay, so the mission we are currently on is that we are making our way back towards the island of Korik, and on our way we are supposed to intercept a pirate ship that has a couple of people with some bounties on their heads that we are going to need to take care of. They want them either dead or alive, preferably alive, assumingly for information. Our new member Ferdium was introduced to the entire party by Xanth, which was very nice. We found out pretty much for sure now that our good old friend Callan is a time traveler of some sort. He had a boat that just got bored and left him behind. Which was fun. Oh, the boat's name that we're hunting down is the Black Siren, which is important. But throughout the entire time that we were chatting with Callan, Ferdium getting introduced to everybody and all of that, the kids seemed to be up to something. With the help of the raccoon and the tree, there were fireworks, things blown up. It was concerning. But towards the end there, we found out that they were putting together a show and a meal for all of us, basically, which was lovely. So the night ended up with everybody dancing together. It was lovely. I think Mira and Targrim had a good conversation, and so did Ferdium and Xanth. Found out a little bit about each other. And then when we wake up the next morning, Callan and Mira got their ass beat by a bunch of kids. And then we decided that it's time to go wake up the halfling that had been on our boat for a really long time. Just
Months.
under
No,
for
just
months
about
at
1
this
month.
point.
At most.
Under like medical sedation pretty much. So we decided to wake them up. Everybody was there. Halfling was shifty.
Kidnapped a halfling. Of course they're 50.
He tried to kill us first. She had it coming.
Yeah. She only had herself to blame.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
That in Xanth's hopes of showing the halfling that she's not lying, she carried this woman out of the med bay to basically look around to show her that we are indeed in the middle of the ocean. And then the halfling exploded.
Kaboom!
The halfling went boom. Amira was on the other side of the boat acting like a seal. I think that's it.
Noted that
She did mention a name before she died, or
What
she
was it,
exploded.
Lyra?
Lila or something.
Isla.
yeah, and that had something to do. She was looking at Mina when she started freaking out
Was
and
it
wanted to know
Lila
why
or
she.
Lyra?
It was like
Lila,
something.
I
I thought
think.
it was Lila. My bad.
I think it's Lila.
We're gonna have to go back and check that eventually.
Yeah.
I did, and I still couldn't tell you because I checked before session.
1 moment, please. Please hold. And we continue on, confirming it was Lyra that it was said. So, Mira, go ahead and take your hero point. as we continue on, joining shortly after the electricity scorched through the halfling, bringing them twitching to the ground.
Question.
Well,
Can I
oh,
see this
fucking
from the other side of the boat?
Oh yeah,
Where I was.
it's not
Yeah,
subtle.
Mira's sprinting over there to see what's going on.
First
Oh,
things
so it
first,
wasn't-
spare the dying. Spare the dying.
Are they still alive?
I don't know.
CC?
They seem to be. But the electricity is
bit-
continuing to scorch their body. So they ain't going to be
Um,
alive much longer if nobody does anything.
I'm going to pump some healing into that then. I'm going to use some healing light.
You hear
This
the
is-
screams get louder as more magic is pumped into them. And the lightning seems to intensify.
Okay,
Right.
question
Oh,
for
this is
you,
lightning?
CC. What is a slave brand made of? Is it magic or is it curse?
Magic.
Shit, I don't have dispel.
You said this was lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Targrim is gonna stoop down and put his hands on them, try to channel some of the lightning into themselves because Targrim has resistance to lightning.
It completely ignores you.
Yeah.
You can see
Can I
her
make an
flesh
arcana?
starting to burn.
Can I make an arcana check?
You may.
I will assist with that.
I would make one, but I'm still passed down in the pool.
The dangers of
If-
swimming drunk. You misfried
I'll-
halfling.
Make it as well, just because. Hey, maybe she's seen something like this before. Who knows? Maybe
Since you're
we'll get
running,
lucky.
you're at disadvantage.
I'll do another one.
Because you're sprinting in from the other side of the boat. So we'll see what you'll get something when you get over. But Xanth is
Yeah.
right there with the assistance of the others. And Xanth, you know, if nothing stops that brand, it will fry the brain of the creature it is attached to.
Okay. Do I know how to stop it?
Easiest way to put a linchpin in it is a dispel magic spell.
Do I have dispel magic?
I
Because I
have
actually
that.
might. You would be factually incorrect.
Nice! I didn't know Claire's got it.
Yeah,
As
clerics
you
get
see,
dispel magic. They don't
the
count as spell,
spell
though.
starts, or before that, I need a spell check. I need a intelligence check. Or no, yours is wisdom. A wisdom check.
Want to know something real funny?
Mm-hmm.
Is that at this point, that's the same roll.
Fair.
Because I have the headband of intellect now. Because I needed smart.
Same.
You do manage to start forcing it down. Not stopping it, as you can feel the magic fighting you. And it does go into a dormant state. But you know you don't have long. And you
Is
need
this
to find
a-
a way to shut off the kill switch.
As I am running over, can she at least tell this is something magical?
Oh yeah, there's magic lightning flying off the halfling's body.
Mira's
Either
gonna
she's
switch-
really attractive towards lightning and it's Xanth's fault, or it's magic.
Mira's gonna run off and start looking for Dex.
Oh, you can see Dex. He heard it too. He running.
Yep.
You can
So
also
Mira's gonna-
see Jasper's also running that way. Jasper's getting
Okay,
there
Mira's-
first, but
Meeting up with Dex and running over, because, yeah.
Oh.
She's yelling for Dex only to see he's already on his way, so she keeps running.
yeah, Dex doesn't have a room for the library. He's just in the field.
Yeah.
Off in the corner. So he can see and hear what's going on. But Jasper's the first of the mages to slide in with Lynn a little bit behind him as they start looking over. What has happened? What is going wrong? You hear from Jasper.
He said something that triggered the brand.
You see Jasper ain't even fucking around as he cuts the front of the shirt down enough so we can get a good look at the brand itself and starts muttering them to himself.
I am helping him. Do I think another dispel magic might help at least buy us some time?
Not until it starts breaking free again.
Okay.
Because if you use it now,
Then
it'll just go over it and replace the other one.
Fair. Then in this case, then I am just trying to help figure out how to get rid of this fucking linchpin. Figure out what the kill switch is.
You see Lynn, on the other hand, is immediately starting to give first aid with her healer's kit, not magic. Having seen the magic in which Rhodium was pumping into them go horribly wrong. Which isn't the first time I think you'll have seen this at this point. But
Yeah.
they are doing their
No.
best. What is the rest of the party doing as Jasper, Lynn, and then Dex, upon his arrival, do their best to save this halfling?
Rhodium is assisting where she can, handing tools or holding points if she needs to.
Okay.
Mira is right next to Lynn, having been around her and helping her out her entire childhood. Lynn is just asking her to. She's basically acting as like a OR nurse for Lynn. It's like, hand me this. Like, you got it.
Fair.
And Targum, seeing that the whole trying to channel some of the lightning into himself isn't working, he's going to put his own medical knowledge into effect, try to stabilize, try to do whatever he can to help the halfling.
Targrim, you get a hand on your back and lift it up. You haven't seen her in a while, but Astrid has literally just manhandled you back. Because at this point, it's too many cooks in the kitchen.
Well, I am pretty light for a monk, so I understand that. But Astrid, what are you doing?
There's enough helping. You're just going to get in the way. As it's been a while since you've seen her face, as most of the time you've been on the boat, she's been a dog. It's a big dog, but a dog all the same.
Hearing that, Mira's gonna gesture to Targrim to take her spot, and she's gonna stand up and get out of his way, knowing he's a lot more competent with this stuff than she is and could probably help more.
What's your medical level?
Oh, she doesn't. It's mostly just the fact that she's known Lynn like forever. She has medicines +2. Like, it's not great, but she's known Lynn for a very long time and knows how to work with her.
At this point,
When it
it
comes
wouldn't
to actual
help.
medical knowledge.
There wouldn't be much difference between the two. With Lynn, both mages and Rhodium already there, whether it's Mira or Targrim. You're just handing the
Alright,
mages
then
what
Mira.
they need.
So she's
I was
continuing
just trying to help
I get you.
because Targum has a 6 and proficient in the medicine.
Yeah.
Right, then Mira's just going to continue providing some quick hands and helping hand people what they need and acting as an assistant, pretty much.
But Targrim, you are going to get carried to the captain and put with the captain. As you all
What do you mean put with the captain? I had her pinned.
You're also one of the ones that just, with the mages already there, there's not much you can actually add to it, because she's not shaking anymore.
I believe we
Sam
just got
carried off as well.
amended.
Doc's going
Apparently.
to check in on y'all. Plus, Xanthas know not to like doing healing.
Yeah, them taking her out of that is more of not her not knowing how, but more of you're already in a bad mental state as is. Back the fuck up.
Yeah, that's you were in their hand. Doc's also the reason he's not helping is he's checking over you, and he's also checking Targrim's hand to make sure nothing wrong is going on.
Do I need to make a wisdom save? Is that where this is going?
Sure.
Okay.
Do I have to make one?
No, you're fine, Targrim.
Okay.
Xanth's losing her shit in the background, it looks like.
Xanth specifically losing her shit just because there is a lot going on and everything all at once.
Yeah.
She literally just had to explain how she grew up as a child. Excuse her as she goes and she's gonna go over here and have some fucking PTSD flashbacks.
Argrim is just explaining to the doc that he's fine, that he has resistance to lightning, and he's doing like his little bit of a self medical checkup. Because Targrim's fine, right?
As far as you can tell. Resistance is not immunity. Remember that, and give me your hand.
Targrim holds up his hand to show it to the doc.
You see, he's going over it carefully, double, triple checking. You know what he's doing, but he is making absolutely sure nothing's fucked. It looks like she'll be good.
Yes, doc. If there was something wrong, I would not resist you checking, but I could feel it. It did not affect me. It was only affecting her.
And if it burned out your nerves and you could no longer feel it, you would not know. Quack. As
The
he
doc
turns
just
to
out
look.
here. Did the doc just say quack?
He did
It's
quack,
a
yes.
kenku.
Oh,
He's a kenku.
Duck is
duck kenku
actually...
or
No, he's just a normal Kenku. He just copies things. So whoever he was copying right there probably quacked at him.
fair enough.
But Targrim, what will you do? And what will Corval... No, Corvallis is unconscious. What will Corval...
We'll
not
come out
Corvallis.
bigger this point, or
You do hear the static in the air and you're starting to wake back up.
I just saw Xanth like
Well.
with panic in their eyes, like walk off. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not panic. They look dead.
Targrim's gonna head over to Xanth to offer a comforting hand to see if they can help at all.
She recoils hard. Targrim, it doesn't even look like she registers that it's you. It's a nat 1.
Okay, so Targrim's gonna say softly, like he's talking to like a spooked animal. Captain, it's me, Targrim. Just breathe.
You see that she... I'm gonna be honest, you are going to see that she actively disengages and steps away.
You hear
She is trying to...
music start to play nearby.
Music's playing from where?
The bard you're standing next to, who can see what's going on?
Oh, the
Siddha.
assuming that Siddha's the bard.
But Corvallis, you have managed to pull yourself out of the drink at this point.
okay. Note to self, whatever that stuff was. Clearly drank too much. Ugh, I said that I pull myself out of the water and I kind of see everyone huddled. What is this? I put my mask back on, I get my clothes back on. I kind of just walk over to see what happened.
Which group are you walking? The one that seems to be gathered in a huddle, or Xanth and Targrim, who seem to be having some kind of standoff?
I'll probably go to the captain to see what's wrong with him.
Okay.
I probably walk over and it's like, morning, Captain and Targrim. What's wrong?
Corvallis, this might not be the best of times.
Why does the captain look like me in the morning?
They are going through something. They need some space.
Okay, I say I go over to the other group then.
I wouldn't go over there either. You will probably be carried away.
Why, did someone die?
It's touch and go at this point.
Oh, okay. He says as he takes his hand away from his sword.
But why would you need your sword? I'm not even going to begin to question it.
I thought if someone died, I thought we were under attack.
Not as such. Not yet anyway. We need. I think our best course right now is to give the captain some space and give the healers time to work on that halfling.
Okay, he says he shrugs and just goes over to the tree to wait to see what happens.
It's at that point y'all hear the heavy clomping of plated feet running at y'all.
Who?
You turn around and see a familiar armored individual who should not be moving.
Fucking Abbey.
Oh.
She is going to blast right by you, Targrim.
I ain't gonna try to stop her. I'm pretty sure she has a better chance of helping Xanth than I do.
As Xanth, you hear the familiar clink of armor coming up. You're familiar with this kind because it doesn't quite sound like normal armor. It slides more than it clinks. You've been around Abbey long enough to recognize her armor set by sound.
Xanth's gonna get into a battle stance with Abbey. As she's got eyes locked on Corvallis, weapon in hand.
She's going to look between Corvallis and Xanth and put a hand and gesture out to sea.
Like behind me?
Yep.
Or if she's trying to see. Xanth trusts Abbey, so she'll look.
So as you turn to that, you feel her take her normal place at your back, watching you to make sure nothing comes up behind you. As the two of you watch each other's back. This is her strange way of comforting. She's always been there. She's always been one to take action, and when shit goes down, Abbey has literally, in past combats, when you have gotten into fights in the bar, jumped off a third-story balcony to elbow drop somebody that was going to donkey punch you in the back of the head.
This bitch got my back.
And if Corvallis is going to try something, he's going to have to get through her first, and she's not easy to take out, even as injured as she is right now.
And Corvallis doesn't have a sword drawn now. He's just like waiting to see what happens.
He's also walked the fuck off.
Yeah. The walking off is the good part. But Xanth not looking at it at the moment is not a bad thing. She is.
You feel the scent of the sea start to wrap around you. this salty spray coming from the fins as the ship glides over the water, spraying up and catching you in the face.
It's gonna take a little bit, but she'll slowly start to relax.
Fair enough. Targrim, what you gonna do?
Well, seeing as how he's kind of useless at the tiefling, and Xanthus seems to be responding well to Abbey's approach, Targon will go take up his normal spot where to meditate. Not much else he can do because, yeah. God, why I need to get in the mouse? It keeps dropping Targon when I don't want to. All right, there we go. Right now, that's all I can do.
Alright. But it does take some time before, Mira, you see the four of them have her almost completely sedated. Do either you or Frodium have anything to say?
I didn't notice I was muted. Mira's gonna look at the medical professionals and ask, you guys want me to carry her to medbay?
The armor might cause issue. It might be better if Frodium does.
Again?
Mira's not in armor.
Oh, for once, is
Anymore.
she not? No, then
Remember,
yeah, you're good.
barbarian level, we're now going unarmored.
Yeah, then you'd be fine too.
So she carries the halfling to the medbay. I'm assuming accompanied by Lynn.
Yeah, Lynn and Doc are both gonna go in there as well, as is Dex. As they're gonna keep an eye on her.
Yeah.
Frodium,
And
do you come
Frodium
along?
will join. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to do a quick insight on Xanth to see how out of it they are.
You know, you would be at disadvantage at this range. You're about 400 feet away from them.
Oh, jeez. The distance.
This map is huge.
Yeah, I realized that.
This boat is huge.
Oh, they're 20-foot tiles.
Come on,
No, 15-foot
boat, man.
tiles. Okay.
But you can see they are... The armored individual has run out of nowhere and is keeping an eye on them.
Okay, I can prioritize the injured patient before the one that should be fine for a bit.
Fair enough. Corvallis, you see most of the mages and doctors are going into the med bay. Save for Jasper, who's remaining behind.
After hearing what happened earlier, he'll stay out of the med bay and just go check on Jasper.
You can see Callan as well has walked up to Jasper and they are talking quietly together.
Oh, they seem busy. He'll just wait on the side just to see what happens. He's not good at situations that involve helping, so he just kind of just waits on the side to see what occurs and what he can do. He was told to be a person, more of a person around the crew, so he's trying to learn that.
Fair enough. You can see everybody's mostly wandering around looking to see what happened. Mira and Rhodium. It is a quick conversation, but as best you're able to glean, they have managed to staunch the kill code on the brand, but it is still active and can be activated again if whatever triggered them triggers again. The damage is likely going to take about a week for them to recover from, as it tried its best to fry her brain.
Can you keep her under?
We can. It shouldn't be too hard. We have the supplies for it.
would you say would be recommended for you to keep her under?
We really don't have much of a choice. Their brain's not going to restart for a little bit. They're effectively in a coma whether we want them to or not. And forcing
I
it
think
back
we might-
through when healing, well, that might cause permanent brain damage if we do it wrong, so it's better to let the brain heal naturally.
It might be best to bring her up in a quieter place next time.
I am going to go check on someone. I'll be right back. And Mira's going to leave the med bay and she's going to go look for Mina.
You see Mina is with the Munchkins, or the other Munchkins, over with the eldest Chimera. As you come out the door, Smoochie finds you. They are trotting along beside you.
Oh, the baby! The baby!
Targrim, you do see Mira has left.
I think, you know what? Targrim will go over the mirror to get some information, see what's going on.
Gotcha. And Frodium, are you remaining behind with the others?
After the patient's settled, she'll probably leave it to the actual personnel for this, and
Yeah, you can see
leave
most of
unless
what
they
they're
need any
doing.
more.
What they're doing mostly right now is setting them up to be able to keep them stable in the coming days now that things have stabilized a little bit more. Dex is just here watching. He's not really saying anything anymore. In case a magical flashback occurs or something similar.
So,
When Mira gets over to the Elder Chimera and the kids, she's gonna look to the Elder Chimera and ask, do you mind if I borrow Ina for a moment?
Not at all. Mina, are you alright? There's a nod from Mina.
And Mira's gonna kind of give her a smile and gesture her head over towards a corner. She wants a quick one-on-one with her so the girl doesn't feel overwhelmed.
Alrighty, as you're walking is about the time Targrim catches up to you.
Mira, any news about the halfling?
Right now, she's out of it. They did manage to get the brand under control for now, but it could very well be triggered again at any moment, really. Yeah. But for now, they have it under control at least.
Well, that is good. How are you doing?
Oh no, I'm fine. Yeah. And she looks like she's about to say something, and then she kind of stops herself. Mind giving me a second with her? I just want to ask a couple questions. I don't know how much good it would do to have too many people around.
Oh, of course, of course. Targrim bows his head and wanders away.
Targrim, as you're
Wait.
walking away, you see Elwyn is locked on to what's going over there with Mina and Mira.
Yeah.
Elowen. How are you doing, Elowen?
We'll get to you in just a second. We're going to check in with Mira and Mina.
So Mira's gonna basically kneel down on one knee and get down to like her level, and she's gonna like offer a fist bump out the way she does with the kids. Like, how you doing, hun? It just kind of offer out her fist the way that she does with the kiddos.
She does a bump. I'm alright. And what has happened? Something happened with the tiefling we recovered?
Halfling.
Halfling, yes.
Okay. Mira's gonna sit down cross-legged and kind of pet the ground next to her. Not next to her, like in front of her, to kind of gesture for her to sit with her.
Unfortunately, it's still training time. If I sit down, my body will start to calm.
It's okay. Don't worry about it too much.
She remains standing.
Mira goes back to, like, kneeling instead.
She's still, even sitting, you're still about the same size as this girl. She's not very big.
Mira's not very tall. Have you ever seen that halfling before?
You see she looks over to the medical tent, giving it some thought before responding. Not that I know, no.
What about, a group called... Mira hesitates for a second, but just gonna go for it anyway. What about a group called the Red Robins? Have you ever heard of anything like that?
No.
Alright. That's all. You can get back to training now. Thank you, though. You were very helpful. And she'll offer fist out again.
She fist bumps you again, a little bit confused, before jogging back off to her group. Meanwhile, Targrim, you are with Elowin, who is laser focused on Mira and Mina.
Elowin,
She's got
how
a
are you
strong
doing?
stand. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just asking Elowin how they're doing.
Fine.
Something the matter?
That's debatable.
Most things in life are, but you seem pretty focused about on them. Are you worried about your new friend?
Mhm.
They're new, right?
In a
Relatively.
month that they've been together for a month. They were on the island the entire time with y'all. They were in party 2. together.
Yeah. What was her answer to my question?
She just kind of nodded non-committally. It's
Well,
very
then
much the I'm acknowledging you're talking, but I am not really listening to you. I'm watching that. You can tell her focus is not on what you're saying.
You know, you have become you are quite a warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I was hoping talking about fighting would draw our attention a little bit.
You can see the boys move on either flank of her, standing with her, ready to move if Mina needs help. But more being comfort to Elowin. But she is locked in.
Targan will turn to the boys. You've all become quite close, huh?
You see the eldest Kamara Adachi turns to look at you. Of course. We're a party now. We gotta watch each other's back.
Yes, that is true. You must always watch your friends' backs. Oh, protect them. But it seems, I don't know. It seems like you think you need to protect them on here too, while we're here.
We always have to protect our friends.
Come now, yes, of course, but you don't have to protect them from Mira.
Aye, but you could say the same thing about protecting the halfling from the captain.
Wait, are they saying they think the captain did that to the halfling?
No. It's not, we think Mira's about to do something stupid. It's, if we need to go support Mina, they're gonna be there in about a second flat. And if they have to fight a possessed Mira, they're going to. They don't think it's a possessed Mira, though.
Okay. I was like,
You know the
concerned there.
situation in school where the teacher pulls away one of the kids and you have their entire friend group just sitting there watching, like, what's going on over there? We gotta watch out for our buddy. That's the kind of situation that's going on.
Okay, now I see what's going on now. Okay, so Targum's gonna remember some of that from his years training in the monk amongst the monks. You'll know your friend is not in trouble, correct? Mira is simply talking to her. That's it.
How can you say that for certain? You were just up north, not seeing the situation going on.
Because I don't think Mira would be the one to come to someone when they're in trouble.
And have you
I'm
ever
sure that would be
missed
the case.
something in a fight? Missed a fight because you assumed. You hear from Elwyn, whose eyes are not leaving Nina.
I would have to say yes. Everyone misses something. No one is infallible.
Hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Well, if the worst happens, I should at least stand here with you, just so you have someone here.
What does that make me? Chopped liver, Targrim? As you hear the eldest Chimera, their mother, Hikari, is standing right behind them as well.
Oh, you did mention that they were there.
You can see her. She's right behind you.
No, you're not chopped liver, but I'm just trying to be as much help as I can because I'm feeling a bit useless right now.
She pats you on the shoulder. She's just teasing you. Perhaps you'd like to help us with the training exercise in a little while?
I will enjoy that.
Good. They're going to need to get some energy out shortly. But it's about this time Mina and Mira are separating. Mira, where are you going after the separation?
Hey, we're separating. Mira's gonna walk with her back towards the kiddos, and she's just gonna look down at them and give a big smile and say, "So, I'm learning this whole unarmored thing. You guys ready to kick my butt again?" And she just gives them all a smile.
You see a nod from the eldest Kimura boy. He looks ready. Elwyn's immediately stepping forward and exchanging soft words with Mina. And Mira, you already don't know what language they're speaking.
That's okay. Mira doesn't know a lot of languages. Mira knows Common and I think like Elvish.
The difference is you've heard Dex speak a lot of languages, because when you were younger, he'd show you books, and sometimes it'd be in other languages, and he'd show you the language. So you can recognize a lot of the more common ones. This doesn't sound like a language you have ever heard before.
I think this is maybe like one of those things that I did and Mira did too with their friends growing up, which is making up a made-up language together. Which I think is very sweet. Something a lot of kids do.
As Elwyn is making exchange with Mira, both of the Chimera boys close in around them, the two of them being smaller than either of the girls, and almost making a protective barrier around them. As those two are looking at each other while the boys both turn their backs to the girls.
Mira's just gonna wait patiently.
Smoochie looks up
Let
at
them
you
have
and is
their
just like, what's going on? Smooch, I am Boof. I have no idea what's going on.
Mira gives the pupper pets.
Fair. And Targrim, do you do anything? Go talk to Mira or anything while this little conversation's going on?
Yeah, Targum's gonna go up to Mira and stand beside her. So, unarmored, huh?
The armor was slowing me down. And, well, I was stuck for a while without it last time.
That's
Who knows
true.
when something might pop up again. Don't want to be stuck in a fight without the ability to defend myself. Again.
That is very true. I can give you some pointers about that.
I'd like that.
Although, if it's monk unarmored versus berserk, the barbarian unarmored, my thing is defense through dexterity. I think they're. Oh wait, no, I think it's the same thing for both, isn't it?
No, it's wisdom
Yeah,
versus
your
constitution.
dexterity.
Yours is
Yeah,
about predicting attacks. Hers is about just, I don't give a fuck. You hit me, I'm gonna hit you back.
Eh.
I can
But
still give you some pointers.
yeah. No, she'll practice. Mira is has learned a lot of different fighting styles in the past from all the different people on the island, and she likes to learn new things and incorporate them to the way she fights. So she'll take advice from a monk. Why not?
Excellent.
The more you know, the better.
Meanwhile, elsewhere, Rhodium, Corvallis, are y'all up to anything? You can see things have mostly calmed down. Mira has pulled away Mina on the other side of the ship, and Frodium, you're really starting to realize just how much work you have ahead of you. And you're
It'll be a
starting to
bit.
get the feeling you should have charged them more.
Charging them plenty. Some would say exorbitant prices. But after editing the medical shack, isn't it? On the actual building,
Yeah, it's just a little shack.
she will be sidling up to Corvallis.
Oh, greetings.
We've barely met. You mind sitting with me for a bit?
Sure, I'm not really doing much. He just has like a small ball of like arcane energy in his hand. He's still trying to figure out about his skill thing, and noticed that he has some other small magical abilities from it.
Corvallis, can I get a perception check?
Sure, 1 sec.
You have made a mistake. And my prices.
Let's see. You said perception, right?
Yep. That's enough. As you're playing with that magical ball of energy, you can feel the eyes blaring into you that definitely tell you if you fuck around, Abbey will nuke you.
Why is everyone staring at me?
Because you're playing with arcane energy. It's not a toy.
Apologies. It's something new
No.
I've gotten. My skills seem to glow, and then this magic appears. It's interesting.
It's fine to be curious, just be careful. And don't be afraid to ask.
Fair enough. Huh. Strange. Still getting used to these things. And thankfully, they don't itch as much as they did before.
Might have some sort of salves somewhere. Probably pull them out. That might help.
No. Appreciated, but I'm not supposed to be able to feel anything. So it's still weird that I occasionally do.
It's just, dunno. You'll learn to either enjoy it
Mhm.
or dislike it.
Uh,
I
it's not.
suggest trying to enjoy it.
I guess I'm just not supposed to have this kind of feeling. I wasn't supposed to be born with the ability to feel outer stimuli.
Well, take it as a grand opportunity to try something new. You have the new ability to feel and the ability to play with the weave. Use it to your whims.
Yeah, but I'm only a wizard. I'm never gonna be able to have true power over this stuff.
Wizards have plenty of power, they just use it differently than others.
Eh, as I'm told, I was always taught that wizards were people who weren't born right to become a sorcerer.
You hear in the distance, Corvallis, part of your heart knows Shivy is trying to wake up to come slap the fuck out of you again.
Yes, I have one member of the crew has consistently been telling me that is not true, and while I am starting to believe them, it's hard to get over what was told to you by. There's a pause. He says, "Someone not supposed to remember."
Well, don't think about it too hard, it might come to you. But it's just a
Um,
different path being a mage or a sorcerer, or the other paths.
Yeah. There is one strange thing though.
What?
This is gonna sound odd, but I have a question. Is there a reason that people find enjoyment in seeing others happy?
There are scientific reasons behind it, but there's also emotional reasons behind it. What would you like?
I've been trying to wonder why I chose to be this. I point to like my sword and like how I kind of am. I dance, I perform, my magic comes out like occasional music, and I am trying to figure out why I picked this, why I decided to be this, why I chose this is how I wanted to be a wizard. I think before I became who I am, I had reason, and it never bothered me until I've been actually around good people that why I chose this.
Do you enjoy any of it?
I don't know what joy is supposed to be.
Yeah, that. Now that is a tricky question of what joy is. One that I can't explain to you fully. How about, are you happy with it?
I'll let you know when I figure out what that word even means to me.
Everyone
I mean, until
is
a couple.
looking for that answer as well, so don't be afraid if you can't find it.
I mean, it wasn't until like a week ago I didn't know what pain really was until I was pretty much literally charred alive, admittedly by my own magic.
Okay. But the magic you have now, how does that feel to you? Does it pull you
It
in a certain
feels.
direction?
It has me more curious than anything. I say, and I'm just like just rubbing my hands on my scales.
And how does curiosity make you feel?
I've never felt this before.
But what does it make you think of?
You see me about to answer something, but then I kind of just shut down and say, "I think that's enough for today. I
Okay.
appreciate the talk, but I must get back to work." I stand up and go walk away.
And Ferdinand will just sit there.
Fair. As Corvallis goes to work by standing in another corner.
For him, it's mainly just like he's more just like checking what other abilities and skills have granted him. Just basically just small bits of evocation magic.
Proteum, you feel a nudge against your soldier, or not soldier, your shoulder. And you look over to see that somebody has handed you an apple, or is offering you said apple.
Who in particular?
There's a woman you don't recognize.
Hello. Thank you for the apple.
You're welcome. This group has a habit of finding themselves not eating because too much is going on.
Well, you've picked the right treat for me. Always one for a good apple. I don't think we've been introduced.
No, I don't think we have. But that's all right. They say an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Won't stop this one.
Well, may I have your name then? I don't think as you said, we haven't been introduced yet.
I'm gonna pull an insight real quick. Is there an ulterior to this?
They seem actively curious about your name.
I have a bad feeling about this, but oh well. Podium.
Well, Rodium, it's good to meet you.
And how about your name? It's only polite.
Indeed. But I don't think I have a name yet. I'll need to find one. You see, she starts munching on an apple of her own.
I could think of a few if you would like one, but if you want to find one, I'll leave it to you.
I think all good names are worth finding.
That they are. But some you get given and you enjoy them a lot.
I suppose that is the case sometimes. As you can see, she is still munching on her apple. It's got a sharp, crisp bite. Every time she takes it, you can hear it. It's one of those good apples, not the soft ones.
Mm. Oh, the soft ones are really sweet.
Yeah,
Make
this
for
one's
good
got that
baking.
good crunch.
It's
3 ovaries. Did you
I'm
know
sorry,
that?
what?
Did you know that apples are just 3 ovaries?
Yep.
Okay.
Most fruit is. Just...
I'm eating an apple right now.
Yes.
Oh,
Rodium, what are you up to?
Fruity, eat your apple.
Enjoy the tree gonads.
Oh, God, that. Lost my train of thought now.
I'm sorry.
You were
No,
talking
that's
about
fine.
names as you all both have apples.
Yeah, and sat and just lulled into silence for a bit.
Yep. She's just watching the crew.
So what brings you to this crew?
Oh, this and that. I befriended one of the crew members, and I've been keeping an eye on them.
Well, to each a goal.
What about you? What brings you here?
Generally to help, and hopefully in return, something I've been looking for a while.
And what's that? Are you looking for a name too?
No, I have one. I'm looking for a feather.
There's plenty of chickens to go around, I suppose.
It's from a very big chicken.
You see Rosebud in the distance slowly turn to look at you as if she'd been heard.
But other than that, I think I'll just stay to help for a while.
They're going to need it. Much is going on, unfortunately, for them.
I can see. They need help, and I'll try my best to do it.
Well, I hope that you're
They're all
able.
hurt. Well, I hope so too. They're all hurt in some way.
You have no idea.
Everyone's hurt in some way.
You hear a soft laugh come from her. It's a very melodic laugh. One of those laughs that catch everybody's attention whenever it happens in a room.
Does anyone else hear the laugh though?
Considering nobody's standing anywhere near them. No.
Minus
Isn't-
Corvallis.
Corvallis walked
And-
off.
Oh,
Isn't
never mind.
Astrid and all of them in that area?
Keep
right
in mind how big the ship is.
there? Fair.
Astrid's about 100 feet away. And not paying attention. The Rosebud in there is about 300 feet away. There's no one in range of these two right now.
Oh.
Then you have Targarim way over there, who is almost 700 feet away.
Yeah.
But what do you do, Protean, as this woman continues to munch on her apple?
Do you mind if I smoke?
Not at all.
She will pull out a pipe then. And just sit for a bit.
You throwing down the apple or anything?
No, she has eaten a good portion of it at this point.
I thought you have your own apple.
She was given one, yes.
Yeah, they both have an apple.
They have both eaten the apple.
Yep. Well, hopefully you don't run into any angry doctors. As you see, she waves, and as she starts to walk off, you see a long tail kind of swishing behind her as she walks over towards Phiren.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid to give the name.
I'm pretty sure you just joined the J Club.
I have no idea what that means, and now I'm worried.
As you see her walk around the other side.
If it makes you feel any better, you are not the only one that has accepted food from the Fae.
Just don't go on their bad side.
You just bit fate trap.
Easier said than done, though.
But, what is Xanth up to? It's been about an hour at this point.
I would say after an hour between being back to back with Abbey and Siddha playing the music in the background, she's probably relaxed a bit and has put her weapon down and is starting to realize she's not under the thumb of her uncle. She is in fact on the ship in the middle of the ocean, as far away from him as she is physically capable of being.
And you know damn well if he was here, there'd be more explosions from Abbey.
Yeah, so
You can more sense than hear or see, as she is still as a statue standing effectively at attention behind you.
Yep.
So what will you do?
But they're supposed to be in medical bay.
I'm where I'm needed to be.
You're a stubborn woman, you know that, right?
I learned from my friends.
Xanth's going to kneel down and put a hand on the boat. Phiren,
Yes, Captain.
is there, when we're gliding through the water, if someone were to fall off, could you keep them in a bubble while the ship is moving?
If you go beneath the waves, no. If you remain on the wings, I should be able to hold you.
On the what?
the wings of the ship. Your ship's a giant manta ray. It has wings.
Yeah. So, okay, so if someone goes into the water, basically.
You wouldn't be able to grab them. But if you're just in the water over the wings, you'd be fine.
Slow the ship for a moment, please.
Everyone feels the boat kind of decelerate a little bit.
Because Sanson needs a minute. Gonna give Abby's shoulder a squeeze. I'll be right back. Yeet.
As it's not long before the boat becomes to a full stop. Between the fighting in Targrim and Mira, you see the kids are suddenly looking around, having noticed the stop.
There's gonna be looking around just to see what's going on.
Roll me a perception check.
Will do.
While Mira is looking around, Targum will kneel down and ask Phiren.
Mira, out of the corner of your eye, you see Xanth step up off the pedestal that is the flat area up where the base of the ship is and over onto the wings.
Mira's gonna start walking in that direction, but noticing that Abby's there, she's going to stop. And she's gonna turn towards the kid and say, I think I've had enough training for the day. And she's gonna walk over here, where the birds are, but where she can hopefully keep an eye on what's going on over here.
Fair. You see a very happy bird come running up towards you.
Yay! It's blue!
They snuggle up.
Targum is just
Blue.
gonna. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Blue the yellow bird.
Yeah.
I did it on purpose.
I know you did.
Makes sense to me.
Targrim, what are you up to?
Targum is gonna kneel down, putting a hand on the ground. Phiren, is the captain all right? Why are we stopping?
The captain asked for such.
Well, fair enough. Targum will stand back up and turn to the rest of the kids. All right, where were we?
You see they already have weapons drawn and are ready for you.
Targum adopts a fighting stance. So let's go.
With only one of you, you're having a lot harder time keeping up with the group. 1-on-4 is not an easy fight at any point in time. And the gulf between your skills isn't that wide.
You don't become an old not, well, I guess not old, but you don't become a middle-aged monk fighting like I do without picking up some tricks. So you don't do it by doing the easy fights.
Nope. Well, that's going on. The captain has jumped overboard. Frodium, can I get a perception check from you as well?
There it is.
As you see the captain walk off the side of the ship in the middle of the ocean.
As she'll start moving towards the edge there.
Fair.
Not running, but moving at a brisk pace.
Xanth, what are you doing in the water?
Well, my armor gives me water breathing. Therefore, I'm going to get into the water, and I'm gonna float for a bit.
So you decided to do this in the sea instead of the lakes that are on the boat?
Those are fresh water. I'm going into the salt water. Excuse me as I go be closer to my god.
Fair.
Because when trauma happens, we seek religion.
Bernium, it takes you a little bit to get over there, but you can see she is just on her back, on the wing, just floating in the ocean.
Well, that's better than I thought.
The armored woman next to you just looks at you without saying a word. They have their arms crossed over their chest.
Looks of it, she's not doing fine, is she?
Repeat that.
By the looks of it, she's not doing fine, is she? Frodium is speaking to the...
I got that. I'm
armored
missing what
person.
words you're saying. I'm not catching the last bit.
Oh. By the looks of it. And now I've lost it again. Brain. It's just faltering today.
Because it sounded like, by the looks of it, she's not bum fine. And I'm like, I don't think that's what you're saying.
She's not doing fine.
Doing fine.
She's not
Okay,
doing
that makes sense.
fine. Thank you.
The armored individual doesn't say anything. Just continues to watch over the captain as they lounge in the water.
And she is keeping well back from the edge, too.
The armored individual is right on the edge.
Yeah.
As they are watching. But while that's going on, Corvallis, you up to anything?
Corvallis is more just generally practicing with his magic near the pool of water, which basically comes down to enveloping his weapon in different forms of elements, as well as also testing out his new magic missile spell by just shooting it in the air.
Sure.
He seems to be enjoying it, though. Every time he uses one of those spells, his scales glow like a bright light on the silver.
Fair enough. Zayt, how long are you going to be in the water?
Probably a good 30 minutes.
Fair enough. Is the rest of the crew up to anything during this time?
Aside from for fighting for my life against these kids, nope.
Yeah, you got 4 level 3s versus a single level 7, I think y'all are, 7 or 8.
I'm
Steven.
7, yeah.
Yeah. The gap's not that wide. No, I think they're level 5 now. Yeah, they're level 5. They're about 2 levels behind y'all.
Mira's sitting with the birds.
Blue is pecking at your hair, confused. Just like, where'd it all go? It's gone! What did you do?
Mira's just gonna look at the bird and smile and just kind of like shake her head so that like the hair goes a little wild.
They're gonna shake their head back at you.
Ah, it's such a cute bird.
Their feathers all flooping up.
Mira's going to actively play fetch with the birds.
They're just gonna watch the stick as you throw it before Smoochie comes flying out of nowhere, tries to grab the stick, misses the stick, and starts cartwheeling past, then lands, gets back up, runs like they're on a treadmill trying to get going, and takes off back over the stick again, gets it, then comes careening back at you.
Mira's ready to catch Smoochie when they get back.
And then you realize, oh, there's an issue, as Smoochie has jumped, and there is a big dog flying at you. Roll in athletics.
She's gonna try catch! Oh no!
As you get bowled
Mira gets
over.
knocked away. Yep. Mira's just on the ground and she's giggling and trying to get the stick back from Smoochie.
Smoochie throws the stick for you. And then looks at you knowing what they did.
You know what? Fuck it, we bowl. She runs for the stick. And y'all will see Mira, well, if anyone's looking, they'll see Mira, like, get to the stick, contemplate for a second. and then take the stick, put it in her mouth, and run back to the dog before throwing it for the dog.
Xanth, this is what you are eventually walking back up to, as you can see Mira running back to a dog with a stick in her mouth.
Mira is a golden retriever.
I'm going to be honest, that is the least strange thing I've seen. Honestly, that's probably the sanest thing that we've seen in a while. As Frodium, you now have just a stopping wet Xanth. Because while it gives me water breathing and a swim speed, it does not mean I am dry.
You have a good swim, Captain.
Aye.
You
I
look
needed
like
the
you
pull.
needed it.
Aye. That I did. Phiren, you can take off again.
As y'all see, the ship is starting to descend under the water. The water is rushing up towards you, Frodium.
I don't think Corvallis has seen this either.
I haven't.
And she is quickly backpedaling from the edge of the ship.
As you see, the ship is diving and the water comes crashing. By the time it's up at the where the edge of the ship is, it's about 10 feet tall, and it slams into an invisible wall, splashing up as the ship dives deeper and deeper under the water rising all the way up to form what looks like a giant bubble above the center of the ship. The large wings of the manta ray ship flared out on either side as it swims through the sea. Does Frodium or Corvallis say anything as they see this?
Corvallis kind of just looks on and is honestly, he's just thinking like this is the most intriguing group of people he's ever met, as he just like watches the water splash against like the invisible barrier.
You can also see very well under the water, at least for where you are, as you see fish just swimming around. For a while
Cool.
today, you'll have a whale swim next to the ship. Great blue whale.
And Van is frozen in place.
You're right there, Phiren.
Too late to say I can't swim.
Xanth is going to just hang her head. Hey. Well then, you'll be joining Mira in swim lessons. Mira!
At this point, you
There's
see
a raccoon.
the raccoon walk up behind you.
And when you call her name, though, Mira looks up with a stick in her mouth.
You see Xanth get distracted by a raccoon.
It holds up a shirt.
I assume that it's handing it to Frodium.
Nope, it's handing it to the captain.
I take the shirt, kind of confused.
You see it has a design on the front of it.
What's the design?
If you look at artwork, I will show you. As written in big, bold letters are the words, "I teach tiny humans to swim." And then the raccoon walks off.
That's a bit unfair. I'm not that small.
How tall are you?
I think 5'2". Yes,
I'm
5'2".
6 foot. So, pat.
You're bigger than the foot-tall raccoon who's calling shade.
Mm-hmm. That being said,
But Mira, are you coming
All
over?
right.
Yeah, she like runs over and seems to realize she still has the stick in her mouth and just kind of like takes it out of her mouth and like puts it behind her back, just blinking innocently. Yes, Captain?
It would appear that you have gained a companion in swim lessons.
It's perfectly fine. I don't need them.
Yes, you do. I don't know where this accent is going, but I digress.
Mira just looks at Verdi and goes, "Oh hell yeah!" and puts up her hand for a high five. How much longer? Mira's
Fine.
been learning. Mira has been learning for a while. How long is it going to like? How much longer is it going to take?
Not too much longer. You're getting there.
Yeah, she's been learning for a little while now.
Yeah. It's just we definitely weren't as consistent while on the island, just because
Well, yeah.
we were inland. Otherwise, honestly, you'd probably know how to do it by now.
I do get a very half-hearted high five, by the way.
Yeah, she smiles and kind of gives a thumbs up.
Why is Smoochie missing so much health?
Because I never healed him after the last fight.
Smoochie hasn't been in a fight in months.
Yeah. I haven't opened their sheet in months.
Fair. That being said, Xantha's gonna look at Frodium and go, "Trust me, everyone on the ship needs to know the swim. You never know when you're gonna get knocked in the little water."
Fine.
Do you have a fear of the ocean, lass?
No, Walter and I just do not get along whatsoever. Bit of antithesis.
You feel some water dump on the back of your neck.
Yeah, just
As you turn around, there's a seal with a bucket. They kind of look at the bucket, then look back at you, then look at the bucket, and kind of use their flipper to push it in
Please.
front of Abbey.
don't.
You causing mischief again? And looks down at the seal.
The seal's looking innocent. The bucket's in front of Abbey.
Mm-hmm. Xanth's gonna pat the seal on the head.
It still has a big pirate hat.
Where did you get this? Does anyone know? Is this Alvara's?
It's a different color. This one's even fancier.
Fed?
That's a peacock feather.
No, it's got a phoenix feather. Kidding.
Payment already? Perfect.
So funny enough is that the seal is not actually a member of this crew. It just comes and goes as it pleases. Pretty
As
sure
you
it's a
see it
selkie.
flop onto the ground and then barrel roll off the side, flopping into the water and disappearing.
So it does that often?
Hey, it comes and goes as it pleases.
And then Corvallis has a beach ball bounced off the side of its head.
Does that too.
Okay, interesting.
It's friendly. It just likes to
Alright.
play games. Not only that, but I mean it's a selkie, so unless you wish to piss off the god of the sea, I wouldn't piss off the selkie.
The gods are. I'm pretty certain existence itself hates me. So let's the gods.
Mira just gives finger guns to Corvallis like mood.
That being said, Corvallis, you need to eat.
What do you mean? I ate like 30 hours ago. And plus, also, I had all that weird liquid stuff to drink last night, so I think I should be good on sustenance.
Corvallis, did I remember that contract I had you sign?
Uh,
The meal
he kind of just like he kind of just looks like reviews like, yes, wasn't that all that drink stuff we had last night technically the meal?
No, it was not. That was
Oh,
alcohol. It doesn't count. You
oh, then
cannot
why is it
put
then why have I seen people drink mainly that and then immediately fall to sleep like they're filled?
because alcohol makes you inebriated.
Why do people willingly drink something that leaves you like that?
Forget the
depends on-
world's shitty.
That's one reason.
Oh,
Some people use it for liquid courage. Some people you drink it just to have a bit of fun every now and again. Some of us are alcoholics. Looks at Abbey.
She looks back at you, just like let's call it the kettle black.
I feel like they're actively just like looking at each other because they're both alcoholics.
There's a faint scratching of a pen in the background.
Just at the terrible dark humor and the alcoholism.
We haven't even found out yet that fucking Targrim's going down the path of alcoholism.
I mean, I think it's been pretty obvious based on how much he's been drinking.
I mean, we're
I
called
have-
out on it.
At this point, he might change his whole goddamn monk aesthetic from dragon monk to drunken monk,
Nice.
if that was even
But-
possible.
With the right training, you just gotta find a trainer.
Yep, it is 100% plausible. For I
Yeah.
have trained out of assassin into thief.
Is there anything?
All
you'll-
things possible time.
Is there anything else you would like to do in the coming days?
I feel like Frodium's gonna steal me at some point and start asking questions.
Because we're going on to a 2-week time skip. So, Prodium, this is your time to go talk to the individuals individually.
Okay.
2 weeks.
So
Yeah.
who do you want to start with?
You'll have a
Does
3-week
anyone
sale.
want to
get you
volunteer?
where you're going. The captain suggests Corvallis. The
I
one
think
that
telling you,
works.
I'm perfectly fine. I'm
I think
effective at what we
Corvallis is
need.
going to avoid focus.
You know, I think 2 weeks is enough time to learn a language, isn't it? No.
I think it's 4 weeks at least. It's longer than that. I have to look it up after session. Remind me after session.
All right.
But Frodium, who are you going for first?
Since no one volunteered, you get to go first.
Who's you?
Xanth.
Fair enough.
It's therapy time.
Xanth is gonna bring you into her quote-unquote office.
So the bit of
It's
grass
the-
next to Phiren.
Yep.
Or you can go down into the Arania where there's actually rooms and furniture.
Oh yeah, no, we're going there. So I actually have an office on the Orion.
Yeah, because it's built like Phiren used to.
Yeah. So come on, yeah, step into my office as we go down into the other ship.
There is a ship, a full tree ship, growing out the bottom of the manta ray tree ship.
A lot of treeception.
Just a stacking doll. Ships within ships.
I mean, I think Freudian already saw this, right? I mean, they would have to been on the ship to get to the Phiren in the first place.
Yeah, but now it's hanging off the other ship. So you've
Not
seen
only
this
that,
ship at
but
this point, but
not only that, but you can tell how long it's been since we've actually been on this ship.
yeah.
Yep, because there's Alvara.
Last time you were on the ship was on the way to the island. But, Captain, your room's over there.
My office is over here. My room's over here.
Yeah, that.
But
Where's Rhodium? Here we go. There we go. As we zoom in.
well, ask your questions, La.
Do you want to talk about what happened or something else?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to talk about fucking any of it, but that's not gonna solve the issue now, is it?
No, it won't.
And now there's two of me. So, pick a topic and start asking questions, and I'll answer it as best as I can.
Well, let's start with the pressing matter. What happened was working on the halfling.
While you were working on the halfling, so
Yes.
when I was back to back with Abbey, I assume.
Yes, you look to be having a bit of a moment.
You still rubber face. Flashback.
Ah. Then I think that calls for something to drink while we talk.
You see
Dan.
2 hot chocolates just reach out of the wall and set themselves on the desk by what looked like wooden woman's hands.
At the same time, Frodium's arm is halfway into her bag.
Xanth is in her desk and has pulled out a bottle of whiskey
Well, at
and
least
is
two of us had
adding
the
it to
same
the
idea.
is adding it to the hot chocolate.
A bit for mine too, if you don't mind.
She'll pour you some.
You see a little bowl of tiny marshmallows get put down on the desk as well by the hands
Into the
in the
hot.
wall.
I have no
I'm glad to
idea
use
where
that
she got.
drink.
I have no idea where she got marshmallows from, but I'm not going to complain. But, like I said, that flashback.
Do you want to talk about that, or how to help with it?
Honestly, trying to figure out how to fucking deal with them because they come at really shitty times.
They always do. But you did have help. You had a ground.
This time. I'm not always going to have Abbey at my back.
You can
Hell,
almost
I
hear
have
her
others.
in the distance saying bullshit.
And if you don't, you have others you can rely on. Do you not?
Abby was able to calm me down this time because she's really the only one I recognize. We've known her arm anywhere. I grew up with the last. We've known each other since we could walk. Honestly, since before we could walk.
Sorry, I'm just gonna. Cece, did you touch my sheet?
I fixed your token.
Okay, because you've just duplicated every one of my attacks I have now.
Oh
I
no,
don't know
that
what happened.
roll 20 does that on its own. That's roll 20's fault.
It's
Yeah,
from
No, I
when,
just noticed my character sheet shuffling around in the background. It's like, what the hell?
it's probably from when I updated the token.
Yeah, I'm going to fix that later. But yeah. So no one else on the crew to assist with that except for Abby?
I mean, Abby or my brother, though in that case scenario, Abby's a little bit better at it. My brother tends to flounder in social situations.
Not everyone can be helpful at all times.
No.
Some struggle with certain situations.
Hey, that they do.
So,
But
can't rely on the
like I
ground for now. But exercises. Do you know any coping methods?
mean, not particularly. Not besides jumping into the water.
Which isn't always an option either, is it?
I mean, it's normally a pretty good one. Speaking that most of the time we're supposed to be on the ship, but
Yes, but you
with
could always
every
be underground or in a building.
hey, you're not wrong.
But one to do would be to focus. Find an object and describe it, either out loud or in your mind. And keep going from there until you recognize what's going on. Make sense?
Possibly. I get the gist of it. The fear is yes,
Brain
but
likes to pick things to focus on when it's given direction, and then it'll settle itself.
fair. I guess the point is coming to the realization that I need to find something else to focus on.
That is the hard part to recognize.
Taking
That's why it's helpful to have someone on the crew you can trust.
hey, it's not that I don't trust them. I just recognized Abbey.
It's a deeper layer of trust, is all.
Fair. In the case of that incident, though, I'm pretty sure what triggered it was Astrid grabbing me and pulling me off of the halfling.
I'm guessing that calls back to a different incident.
My uncle was not a kind man. Is not a kind man. Unfortunately, he's still kicking.
We can't always have the blessing of that, can we? Of trusting those that should be helping us.
She snorts. The only one that ever helped me that should have been helping me is my brother.
And it seems
And
like you two are close for it.
hey, we went through hell and back. Not to, discount the fact that we're twins.
That's why some siblings do rival, even if they're twins, so. But bonding like that is a very good thing to have.
Frodium, just to point out, Xanth has mentioned the fact that they're twins multiple times now. While they
Yes.
can definitely be siblings, they don't look like twins.
And she is not questioning it.
As Kanem looks older. And
Again, not questioning it.
isn't an elf. Fair enough. What else do you want to know?
Is there anything you do to help yourself?
I drink. I've been trying to cut back on that though because that's not exactly a good example to have around children.
No, it's not, but there's worse methods.
Xanth's gonna put her hands on the table in front of you, and you are going to see. You see how she, like the clothing she wears. She's got a holy symbol. She's very clearly a cleric, but she's got the knuckles of a fighter.
And brawling, I see.
Well, you know, when you've had one too many drinks and the guy across the bar looks at you funny. Also, 9 times out of 10, how do you gain the respect in those theater bars?
Couldn't say I've never been. Not one for bars. I don't stand up too well to be getting encroached upon. But still another method. I don't think you've done it recently by the looks of it. They seem to be a good few months old, I think.
I think the last bar fight she got into was about a month ago.
2 months ago, because I think it was in Cork.
It wasn't Korik. I think I got into a couple of bar fights in Korik.
Yep.
So, yeah, about 2 months.
It's good that you at least acknowledge them. And be it them healthy or unhealthy, they are methods to cope.
Aye.
The question is, how do you feel about them? Do you feel like they work?
I mean, they did. But
Did
these aren't
or-
exactly coping mechanisms I wish to pass down to a child.
They are not. But you're working towards a better way, are you not?
Trying.
You said you're kicking back on drinking, and it's been a few months since a fight. At least that kind of
Aye.
fight.
Aye. And since I stopped the drinking and the fighting, I've had more episodes.
So you need another method.
Aye.
Hobbies. What do you have for hobbies?
You're gonna see this woman put her. She's just gonna look at her hot chocolate. And then she's gonna put it on the desk. And she's just thinking. I don't think I have any hobbies. I run the ship. I go out on jobs. I make sure my crew doesn't die. Which
And
I
what do you
don't
do
have
in
100% success rate. I mean, it used to be the drinking and the brawling, but I don't do those anymore.
So you need a new hobby. You are an acolyte of Poseidon, if I'm guessing
Aye.
correctly.
You would be correct.
Do you know watercrafts? The simple cantrips to control water, then.
I'm sorry, what?
Watercraft, I can't remember the name of the spell.
Control water.
Control water, thank you.
The
Or shape
cantrip
water,
is
I think.
shape water. Control water, I think, is
Yeah.
level 1.
Shape water cantrip, yeah.
I don't think clerics get shape water.
Come on, you got something there. Let me just calm down.
I have had it on like one cleric, and I don't think it's no clerics don't get that cantrip. I have had it on one cleric due to backstory reasons.
So that's the question. It's a very good hobby. I've seen a few acolytes of Poseidon, the magical ones at least, use.
I mean, I can try my hand at it. Who knows? As an acolyte, maybe I'll be gifted with the knowledge. As long as I don't have to pick up needlepoint.
I don't think you're the person to take that up, though it is surprisingly relaxing.
You'll see her crinkle her nose into the needlepoint for 14 years. I'd rather not go back.
Don't worry, I won't make you. It's about finding hobbies that you'd actually enjoy doing. Um, well, it's a bit different than drinking, but have you tried making mixed drinks?
Basically become a bartender.
You don't have to become a bartender, but finding new recipes that you might enjoy. It slows you down, makes you think before taking a drink.
But that's a long way about it.
You see a very fruity blue drink set itself on the table.
That's an adios, motherfucker.
I don't know. Bright blue, though. Got a little umbrella in it.
Why do I feel like this is probably an adios, motherfucker? Zant's gonna drink from it.
It's a good drink. Well mixed. It's got some fruitiness to it. You're pretty sure if it if it was real, it probably lived in the closet for a while.
I should also probably pick up on some etiquette lessons for Elowen and Mina. They're gonna need them.
Are they joining in on court activities then?
I can't hide it from them forever.
But do you want them to participate in that? They don't have to.
No, they don't have to, but I'd rather they be able to navigate if they need to.
Okay. Seems like you've thought on it.
At the end of the day, I have to go back eventually.
But you don't want to, do you?
Very rarely, from what I have experienced, are good rulers the ones that wear the crown willingly. It is my birthright, and I have people to protect.
That's a good reason.
Therefore, I will go back when it is safe for me to do so. But that also means making sure that those that I consider, while I gave birth to neither of them, those are still my children, which means that they need to be prepared for what's to come.
Blood bonds aren't the only thing that tied us together. Keep that in mind. Even though they might not be yours by birth, and I think they recognize you as at least a brain.
I'm pretty sure that Elowen considers me an aunt.
As long as they actually enjoy your company and feel safe, I have no reason to see why they shouldn't learn from you. And you seem to care for them from what you've said so far.
Aye, of course.
So,
Any other questions?
you want to talk about those two? You seem to care for them a bit.
Elowen and Mina.
Yes.
Of course I care about them. They're good kids. They've
They
both
seem
had
happy.
I would hope so. I'd hope that they'd tell me if they weren't. Neither one of them were Well, when we found them, Elowin was. You'll see Xanth's face darken as she remembers when Elowin came to the ship. Above table, Targrim, were you around when Elowin joined the crew?
No, because before that
No.
first crew hit.
Mhm. That's right. Was Mira on the ship when Elowin joined?
No. Because Mira joined right before y'all went to the Isle.
Yes, she was. Mira was on the ship.
When Elo?
Elowin
Oh,
joined.
Mira, not Mina. My bad.
Yeah, no. Mira.
Yes.
But say fuck.
Because Mira joined before y'all came back here.
I couldn't remember if Elowin joined before or after Korik.
No, after.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because Kanam is the one that found her, remember? And Mira definitely was there before Kanam.
No, that's why I asked.
Yeah.
Continuing on.
But yeah, you'll see Xanth thinking about how Elowin came to the ship, as well as Mina. Her face darkens.
Like I said, you don't have to talk about something you don't want to. We can skip over the subject.
It's not that I don't want to talk about it. It's the fact that thinking about it makes me angry.
Exactly. Don't need you angry right now. I want you at least calm. We're trying to be smart about our discussion, are we not?
Fair.
So, like I said, we can pass on it for now. We can come back to it at a later date.
They're good kids.
They
Just
seem
had a
to
shit
be.
start at life. Or, well, wouldn't necessarily say a shit start, but a shit go.
We can't always be handed the cards we'd love to have. Sometimes we get them later on. And by the looks of it, they have a good hand going for right now.
Fair. That being said, I think for now, I need to go hug my child. Xanth is going to sit up and down the rest of her hot chocolate. I need to go to make sure that they're safe. You are more than welcome to use this office to speak with the others. My suggestion would be to talk to. I know you've talked a little bit with Corvallis already. I would suggest going for Targum first, as you're going to get on the ball for. Be on the ball for trauma with children.
Okay. Do you mind if I unpack some more things in here? It might help me later on.
What was that?
Do you mind if I unpack some of my things in here?
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Xanth will nod, and she's gonna go find Elowin and Mina.
Nice. But while you're off doing that, let's go take the next one. Who's coming in next? Targrim?
That's who Xanth's
Sure.
sending.
Oh, let me move this so my dog doesn't actually knock it over on top of him. He loves to play with bottles. Why? So Targum's gonna just walk into the office.
Hello, Takam. You can have a seat. Bit sparse right now. I'll have to wait till the next part to get some other furniture in here.
By the way, Proteum, there has been a seal looking in through the window the whole time. It's just been making faces at you through the window.
And she's been ignoring it best she can.
Yep, just telling you it's there. It hides when Targum comes in the room, but one moment Targum sits down and turns around, you just see the seal in the window.
It looks like Rhodium can hold quite the poker face.
Excuse me.
So, Targum, anything you want to mention right out the gate?
What have you heard about my situation so far?
Not the extreme amount. Actually, very little.
Well, to give you a brief overview of Targum's deal, he was in basically a trance, a meditative trance for 100 years before the crew found him on an island. He went to this island to meditate after the loss of his son, who was an adventurer. He died. After waking up, he put on that he had taken the time to make peace with his son's death, only to eventually find out, oh wait, no, his son's alive, possibly resurrected by evil cultists. So that's where Targum is right now, mentally. And but Targum gives you a more lengthy discussion I didn't think we have time for.
Well, it seems you've had an eventful couple of months.
Yes, I would say so.
Is there anything you don't want to touch on at this moment?
I am not unfamiliar with the practices of medicine of the mind. I have long sought inner solace after the loss of my son. I saw it in meditation, in practice, and in scripture. But I don't think I can.
Go continue.
But right now I feel lost. I don't have access to the things I had in the past. I can't even I don't even know if my wife even remembers me. It's been 100 years.
So you feel at sea without an anchor then?
A very apt description, yes.
So you need something to rely on then. Your meditations, I'm assuming you enjoy those quite a bit.
They center my mind and allow the body to rest, yes.
A good focus.
Something
And someone on the crew you can rely on?
I like to think Mira is a solid person when they're not dealing with their own past.
Mm-hmm.
The captain too, when they aren't in the throes of whatever it is that black-eyed state of theirs is.
Captain does seem reliable. Anyone else?
Not to throw shade at the other people who are here, but and who aren't here. Corvallis certainly isn't one of them. Jay, possibly. I can rely on them always going to defend on their sister. So and Grimm's no longer here, or I guess they're on the boat still, but not here. I
No,
forgot
they're
how.
not on the boat.
Okay,
They got off at dock.
We're down to those five, including myself.
Doesn't
aside
have to be the main part of the crew. It could be some of the other crewmates, doctors, or even the kids. You seem to be having quite the fun with them the other day.
Yes, it is fun training with them. But in terms of relying on someone to anchor myself on to this mortal plane, I think those two are the ones I really would rely on the most.
Okay.
If I ever manage to meet up with my wife again, maybe that would help it too. But at this point, it's a lofty prospect to say the least.
Well, you have a goal to achieve, then. I'm guessing you would like to return to her.
Return to her, if she would have me, of course. She was the love of my life.
You want to talk about her? She seems quite important to you.
I would say so. Mother of my child, the one who saved me when I was in a dark place beforehand. She full cards on the table. You may be wondering why I would even assume my wife is alive after 100 years. She is a dragon, so very good chance she's still alive.
Very rare to find that sort of love.
Hmm?
I have heard the dragons are quite hard to romance.
It was not. It was definitely not an easy thing, but
Yeah, the courtship rituals are quite expensive too.
oh, I wouldn't. It was not gold or silver or
No?
even platinum that won her heart. It was knowledge. My wife is a priestess of Bahamut.
Well, that's quite the one to follow.
Just to make sure I'm pronouncing that right. Bahamut is the god of dragons, right? The lawful good one, right? Or am I thinking of Baphomet?
Baphomet is a demon.
Okay, so Bahamut is the good guy.
The Lord of Order for the Dragons, I believe.
Yes.
Justice, all that, yeah.
Okay, just one.
Has the 7 golden canaries, while he himself is a silver dragon.
He is
There we go.
subservient to Tor.
Where was I? Yes. Yeah, her hoard was a library full of ancient knowledges, religious texts, things like that.
And what did you bring her? It must have been something you felt was quite dear to you as well.
Dear to me and dear to her. The island she lived on, I believe it was called Stormwreck Isle, was troubled with a hag. Me and some other friends managed to defeat her and take back the knowledge that she had stolen.
A lofty objective. Hags are no joke.
Oh, it was quite a battle.
And these are the people that you went with to retrieve the knowledge from the hag? People you trusted, or just hirees?
Really, we had only known each other for a few weeks. I was called in after one of theirs was killed by Sid Hag.
Ah.
But as you probably know, most friendships forged in battle are long lasting. Perhaps they're still alive. I don't know. I it's been 100 years, and I think one of them was a warforged, so he's probably still alive.
Possibly.
The other was a human and a dragonkin like myself.
Possible that they might be alive as well, especially since we do seem to have a time traveler. Are
Possibly.
they people that you'd like to meet again, or no?
Maybe. They were good people.
They sound to be. And the Battle of the Hague? Might or knowledge was your key to success in that one? Or probably a combination of the both, usually.
Frankly, it fell mostly to genetics. The Hag's specialty was using lightning.
Yes, I saw yesterday you weren't a lick afraid of that.
I figured if a Hag's lightning bolt did, didn't do too much damage, that I could survive that.
Just keep in mind what Doc said yesterday. It's
I
resistance, not immunity.
I'm aware. Trust me. I've been on the other end of many a lightning bolt or and many a shocking blast. I know it'll be hurt. One second. Get out of here. Sorry.
So after the Hague, you brought the knowledge to your, well, to your
I-
not-to-be wife yet.
Yes, I presented it to her, and well, one thing led to another. I stayed on the island, and I began to court her.
And by the sound of it, you succeeded quite nicely.
Yes, many years of wedded bliss. We had a son together, Tyson, a good lad.
And what about him? You said you met him again recently, after you thought him lost.
Doctor, I did not think him lost. He was lost. I buried him with my own hands, spread his ashes on the training grounds we once frequented together. There is no way that that he could have been alive after all this time.
Okay, after
And
he
yet,
was lost, did you think it was a trick, or some nasty bit of magic?
I hope it was a trick. I hope it was some foul illusion, or maybe just a dragonborn who happened to look exactly like him. But they said his name. And while the name is not entirely uncommon, it's too much of a coincidence to ignore.
Okay. So what's your current thought then? That he's alive, or that it's something else?
The way I see it, it's either he was resurrected by some foul magic, or it was that place casting illusions in my mind or something. It would not be the first time someone dead was brought to life in front of someone. I believe the captain saw something similar.
Okay. So what's your current plan then,
Uh,
regarding him?
right now, hopefully to find out whether this was him or not. If it was him, depending on how the interaction goes, I would hope to bring him back to the side of righteousness. Maybe go home with him. We have many years to catch up on.
Sounds like you have a solid goal then. I suggest thinking on that, and using it as an anchor. Let it drive you. Make sense?
Makes sense. Yes, I would say so. Going through the sea of life without an anchor is a dangerous prospect.
Certainly. You find yourself untethered and drifting along, sometimes falling into bad habits.
Darwin will look down at the wine bottle he has strapped to his hip now. Yes. bad habits.
So, other plans then? Aside from finding your son again?
I would say helping certain crewmates get what they need.
How do you see doing that?
At this point, strength of arm is my best choice going forward.
So train, and more train?
That is correct.
I would suggest trying to break up constant training. Find something to do for half an hour here and there while you take a break. I know some monks find painting very enjoyable, cathartic. Some meditate while doing it.
I've always been more partial to books myself.
Then how about writing? Poetry is another very famous one. Or song. Think of lyrics and write those down. Or write down how you woo the dragon. That'd make for a very interesting tale.
I'm sure there's plenty of books out there about bards wooing dragons.
But yours is true. And that gives a certain sense of wonder about it all its own.
True. Very true.
Is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
Right now, no. I can't think of anything that is really bothering me aside from what I've already mentioned.
Then I think you need to take a break and think for a bit on your own. Come to some conclusions. Maybe find yourself a hobby in the meantime. And if you have any other troubles, you can come talk to me anytime.
I shall take that under consideration. Thank you, Doctor.
And if you would, join Mira. If she'll listen to you, if not, then you might have to get the captain's point.
I will do my best. So, and at that, Targrim will stand and bow deeply toward Freudian. Not Freudian, Freudium.
A bit of a Freudian slip there.
There you go. And walk out to search for Mira.
The ship is currently very, very busy, as much is going on with the kids attempting to make another firework bomb with the assistance of the raccoon. But it didn't take long to find Mira, as she's keeping an eye on the kids and assisting them in their madness.
As
Tar-
always.
Targum will step up behind Mira, but make sure his steps are loud enough that she knows someone is walking behind her. Mira, I believe it is your turn to go see Freudium.
Lovely. And she's going to give the kids a smile and give them all the little fist bumps and walk over.
Before you go, Targum's gonna put a hand on your shoulder and nod supportively.
She's just gonna smile. Doesn't quite reach her eyes though. And just give you a nod in return.
Targum's gonna take up Mira's spot to keep an eye on the kids.
You see one of the kids has turned the other kid into a cannonball, and they have yeeted them at high velocity at Kenneth, who they are currently sparring with.
That's an interesting strategy.
But, Mira, you are able to get back down into the Odani.
Yep, she's gonna knock on the door and have open it and give a big smile to Verdium. She walks in.
Come, sit, have a seat. Can I get you something to drink?
Oh, I'm alright. How are you doing? I'm sure it's been a lot listening to everyone in the crew. How are you holding up?
I'm doing fine. It is my job, after all. I am quite
You-
used to this.
Do you enjoy it? Your job?
Yes, actually, I do. Find it quite nice helping people. How about you? Do
I
you
think
enjoy your
that's-
job?
Well, I wouldn't exactly say I have a job, but I mean,
Your
uh,
previous job, you enjoyed doing it though?
I can't say I've really had a real job. Did you have any jobs before you started doing this? She
Yes,
just batting them out of the way, deflecting.
I've been an acolyte, and I worked with my father as a healer. Mundane healing, more surgical.
I think that's great. Lynn is a great healer. We have some very talented people here.
I see that. Are you not one of them? You say
wouldn't
that as
say
though
so.
you aren't. Why not?
I am good in battle. That is
Do you enjoy
what I am
battle?
used to. Sometimes. I sometimes. When it's practice. Obviously, not when there's lives at stake.
Are you sure? It can feel good helping those, protecting those in need. Do you not feel happy when you're doing that?
Protecting people often means hurting other people. While those
Some-
people we're hurting are bad, they're still people sometimes.
And sometimes people do nasty things. And it can't be helped if you have to hurt people. Sometimes it's what you have to do. I'm not here
That's
to
what
point fingers.
everyone on this crew does exactly what they have to do.
That's all everyone
It's just how
does.
things work.
It's all about the point of view you have towards it, though. You seem deeply unhappy with it.
I'm deeply unhappy with a lot of things. But nothing that. Well, nothing that really matters right now.
Everything matters. No
I
matter
would
how
disagree.
small they all stack up, so it does matter. Think of the littlest thing that is bothering you, and what is it?
This sock is kind of itchy, and she kind of reaches a hand into her boot and itches.
And you've just knocked one off by scratching it, haven't you?
Not quite. It's gonna continue to itch until I take the sock off.
Then take the sock off. If it bothers you that much, do something about it. You did something about your job already, and it was bothering you. So you did something, did you not?
If by quit you mean did something, then yeah.
You felt as though you couldn't hold up to the standards. Am I correct?
I didn't feel, I know. I know I couldn't hold up to the standards.
But you learned.
I also can't lead a team of people I don't trust and that don't trust me. It was the best thing for everyone for me to step away.
Have you asked others if they trusted you?
They showed me with their actions.
How so?
The explanation of that incident requires a lot of context that you don't have.
We have time. I don't have any more patience today.
How do you know? Do you know what the goal of this crew is at the moment? What we are trying to do?
I know the current objective is to hunt after some pirates, but in the long run, there's something about Zant's royal ties. That's about as much as I know. If there's another objective, I'm not aware of it.
Aunt's royal ties. Well, if she hadn't told you, I probably shouldn't, but you're going to find out anyway. Aunt's royal ties are connected to a cult. A
I
cult that
was informed about some sort of cult, yes.
we are trying to take down. This cult. Not only to help Xanthan, brother, and Abbey out of that situation, but also to help me get my mother back.
And I
And
take
she
it your
kind
mother
of
is very dear to you.
She was all I had. And now I let him take her. Failed.
As much as I hate to say this, I do understand.
Yes. Have you watched the one person you're supposed to protect taken away?
Yes, I did.
The person that you let get away first time. I should have never let him get away. I knew what he was capable of.
And by the sounds of it, you'll try harder this time, will you not? Is that the goal you're setting forth? To do better?
Every important task that I have had in my life so far, I had failed at. My mentor would train me to protect my island. And it got struck down, destroyed. Thousands of people died. I have been protecting my mother since I was a child, and I let her get taken away. I was given the job of first mate, yet I couldn't get my team to listen to me or trust me. I have failed every angle. So yes, I want to do better.
You know what failures are?
What?
Stepping stones. Each failure you learn. You've learned your mistakes, you learned where you failed. Have you not?
Failures aren't just stepping stones when those stepping stones are made of corpses.
And they hurt. Every failure hurts. We can't reverse the failures we make. We can learn from them and do better.
Maybe.
Even if we can go back and fix them, we know we did it wrong in the first place, so we do better next time.
Maybe we can. Maybe some of us are doomed to fail.
You can't fail at everything in life. I see you're succeeding at training. Those kids look up to you.
Training. Oh, I've never succeeded in training. Just ask my.
Just ask who.
Just ask my father. And you'll get to meet him, I'm sure, if you stick around with this group for long enough, because he's the one that has my mother.
And I take it you do not enjoy this man, so we'll move on to a different subject.
I think. I think I'm done. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Please.
Okay. Would you just like to sit for a bit?
You can see her eyes starting to like dart around the room, looking a little bit trapped, panicked, and she's just gonna say, I would like to go outside. Please.
The door is there. You are free to leave any time. I'm not trapping you here. But I hope
She
if you calm down, you come back and talk to me.
gets up and practically runs out of the room.
As Mira leaves for today, that is where we are going to be ending it, as we have much to do and the adventure will be continuing. I thank our players for joining us this week, as it was a kind of heavy session, and I thank you for sitting through it all. And for those that are watching, congratulations on making it through all that. The backstory has arrived in full force. I wonder what's going to happen next week. Well, I don't know what's this week. We're not going to be here next week, but we'll be back the week after that, and then we will continue on. So I hope you are back with us then to see where all of this goes. But until then, I bid you adieu. Adieu.